We're making a chocolate cake that's so soft it melts in your mouth. Grab a bowl and a sieve. 200 grams of flour goes into the sieve. Next, we add cocoa powder. This is what will give our cake that rich chocolate color and deep flavor. Now, baking powder for fluffiness, and a little baking soda. This will help the batter become especially tender and airy. We sift all the dry ingredients through the sieve right into our working bowl. This simple technique not only gets rid of lumps, but also aerates the mixture, the foundation for a truly fluffy and light sponge cake. We work with the whisk carefully in circular motions. This way, all the ingredients distribute evenly, and the mixture comes together without a single lump. For aroma, we add vanilla extract. This will emphasize the depth of the chocolate flavor. Now, a pinch of salt. Many people are surprised, but salt in sweet baking is a real game changer. It intensifies all the flavor notes and makes the chocolate even more rich. We add sugar gradually, 130 grams. With the whisk, we carefully distribute it throughout the mixture, so every granule combines evenly with the flour and cocoa. It's important not to rush. Let the sugar completely dissolve into the dry ingredients. We pour in the vegetable oil, the foundation for the cake's moisture. We add milk and vinegar for the batter's fluffiness. Now the most important stage. We vigorously mix everything with the whisk until completely smooth. The movements should be energetic, but not excessive. See how the batter becomes smooth and silky? The lumps disappear right before our eyes. Properly mixed batter is the foundation of an airy and moist sponge cake. The batter is ready. Let's move to the pan. We take a square pan measuring 21 by 21 centimeters. Now we thoroughly grease the bottom and all the sides with a piece of butter. We get into every corner. The quality of greasing determines how easily the cake will release from the pan after baking. We pour the finished batter into the prepared pan, slowly, to preserve the airiness of the mixture. The chocolate batter settles in an even layer, but the surface needs to be carefully smoothed. We take a silicone spatula and with gentle movements distribute the batter throughout the entire pan, especially in the corners. That's where empty pockets often remain. The spatula glides easily, not disturbing the batter's structure. While the batter is in the oven, let's work on the glaze. We take a glass saucepan. We pour in milk, 240 milliliters. Next, we add 2 tablespoons of sugar. We add a tablespoon of cocoa powder, unsweetened specifically. And we finish with cornstarch. 1 spoon will give the glaze the right thickness. We mix thoroughly with the whisk. It's important that the starch dissolves completely without a single lump. The mixture should become uniform and smooth, ready to transform into glossy glaze over heat. We put the saucepan over medium heat and immediately start stirring with the spatula. It's important not to let the mixture burn. The first few minutes, the mixture is thin, but gradually the starch begins to work. We stir continuously, feeling how the glaze thickens before our eyes. It should coat the spatula in a thin layer and drip slowly. This is exactly the consistency we need. Not too thin, but not too thick either. We remove from heat. While the glaze cools slightly, we transform it into a real chocolate cream. We add chocolate pieces, 50 grams. Next, we add a tablespoon of butter. Now the most important part, we mix everything thoroughly until completely smooth. The chocolate gradually melts from the residual heat. The butter gives the glaze incredible shine and silky texture. We work the spatula actively but carefully. Each movement makes the mixture smoother and more glossy. There it is, the perfect consistency for coating the cake. The hot glaze is ready. It's time to coat our cake layer. We place the pan with the cake on a convenient surface and carefully pour all the glaze right into the center. The warm mixture beautifully spreads from the middle to the edges, creating even coverage. Now we take the spatula and gently distribute the glaze over the entire surface. It's important to work quickly while it hasn't cooled. The movements should be smooth, from center to edges, so the coating turns out perfectly smooth and even. Look how our cake transforms. The glaze settles in a glossy mirror layer. Final touches. We take chocolate bars and grate them right over the cake on a fine grater. The chocolate shavings settle in a thin, aromatic layer, creating beautiful contrast with the dark glaze. Each movement of the grater adds elegance. The cake becomes truly festive. And now comes the most exciting moment, the first slice. Carefully cut into the cake and see how beautifully it turned out inside. The pastry spatula gently lifts the first piece. Look at this perfect texture. The cake holds its shape while remaining incredibly tender and moist. Every layer is soaked through, and the chocolate glaze creates beautiful contrast with the dark crumb. Here it is, our result. From all sides, the cake looks simply flawless. The glossy surface shimmers, and the grated chocolate adds the finishing touch to this homemade masterpiece. The first slice reveals the true magic of this cake. The moist, rich crumb melts in your mouth, while the chocolate glaze adds a smooth, velvety sweetness to every bite. It's the perfect balance of texture and flavor in every slice.